possibility that we can pass an ordinance, or in your case, a resolution, that prohibit that way to truck on our highways. And obviously, if you can't get to the site that you want to drill, it's impossible to drill. The second part of that question is, I was told in a meeting with our law director we were talking to some people, that they need minimum 20 million gallon of water a day to run those.
A well takes about 5.5 million gallons of water.
That's for each well.
For each well.
Well, but per day, I'm saying, per day to drill. And there's only one source.
No.
No.
The
It's
water comes from the fracking itself, the high pressure shooting the water.
It's approximately 5.5 million gallons of a water chemical mixture.
Oh, so they recycle the water coming
In
out.
some cases, some companies do, other people, they truck the material out, some stored on site, some stored in pits and containers, a lot of different ways, depending on the oil.
Well, that's what would degrade the actual cement that they're using to seal the casings. Then would be the chemicals in the water would not allow I'm not a hydrologist nor am I an engineer, but I can figure that out.
Well, the reported instance like in Bainbridge where the well casing, there was a breach in the well casing that was done due to a faulty cement job. That was done to human error. That wasn't caused by the fracturing process itself. It was caused by human error. A lot of the accidents are occurring through spills, accidents, purposely dumping, the product into creeks, different things like that. The ramifications from the stuff that they're injecting into the ground won't be known for years and years and years.
We have the ultimate responsibility and duty to protect our well fields, our aquifers, for our residents. Multi-million-dollar investment we have created. There's our water treatment plant along the lines, and we've extended to not just North Cantonians, but various residents here in the county. So we owe it to ourselves to protect the health and welfare of our residents and all the immediate people who live in this area. I don't understand what the rush is either. Lou, can you tell us specifically what you passed through the Plain Township?
The only thing that we passed at this point, and I know my fellow board members here behind us, was a letter to send to the state of Ohio asking for a moratorium similar to what the state of New York has done. It's nothing binding that we can enforce at this point. We're just asking the state legislature and the governor, leaders of both houses to take a look at this, such as some of the other states are doing, and wait till the EPA study comes out at the end of 2012, so we can look exactly what the health impacts are in this process.
I think we should at least do that and join you in that crusade. Second thing is, when people frack and then it goes out horizontally, people, do they need to sign off their mineral rights for that concept? For that to happen? Could someone be a neighbor a half a mile away from the fracking point, call it that, where all the trucks are and where they're drilling down vertically? Do they have a right to go under?
I look at it, they will not go under a person's property and take their mineral rights.
Okay.
The only way that they can be done is through a process called forced pulling. That's if they get 60% or better of the property areas in a geographic area. They can go ahead then and take the mineral rights. That person will be compensated whatever type of royalty is available. They just won't be given any type of signing bonus like the original property owners had signed in that original.
Well, I appreciate you coming. I think this is incredibly important for North Canton. They're looking at leasing land in Plain Township, but some of the land they've already leased the mineral rights to about our water fields. Not only is there a danger from what they pump into the ground, but what they pump into the ground basically will come back up, and it has to be disposed of. The chances of that not being disposed of correctly are far higher than
Gas
what
mining.
goes out. Plus the fact, if we put a pad over on off of Apple Grove on Crowder property or Getchy property or wherever, when they do the fracking and pump the water in, they use a 40,000 horsepower diesel generator to generate the power. And you get trucks coming in there all the time. So it's not only the pollution from the beds where they allow the chemicals to evaporate. You've got all the diesel fumes from the trucks from that 40,000 horsepower engine that's going night and day, week after week after week after week after week. So there's pollution from that. There's noise pollution because that thing won't be quiet.
Well, it says it in here, it's 24 hours a day up to, for 30 to 35 days.
Exactly. I'm not against this, but I do think, like Lou, you know, it has to be studied before you bring it into populated areas like this, because the results could be devastating. Not saying they will be, but they could be devastating. And the reason this has been green-lighted and done so fast is because of the money.
Yeah, and the budget situation is
It's just simply because of the money. And, you know, you can wait 2 years, the money will still be there. It's not going away. You know, if it's safe and can be done.
Let me leave you this. ODNR and members from moving to the Gas and Oil Association at our meetings that we held at the middle school, they said that 95 to 97% of these wells are drilled with success with no problems. When you're talking about drilling tens of thousands of wells in this manner, you do the math. Now, if they're going to do 100,000 wells in the state of Ohio, as the last number that was given, do the math. 4%, 4,000 acres.
278, is that the only one that addresses this
House Bill
fracking?
165, they put some different, or not House Bill, Senate Bill 165, they put some different language and amended the original bill 278 that was passed in 04. And again, we keep one thing in mind. This is not a political issue, guys. This isn't a left versus right, a blue versus red. There's just as many Democrat and Republicans in favor of this as there are against this. Okay? What we need to look at is what is going to be in the best interest of our communities and our residents that we serve. We all rose our hand and we gave an oath. And we all know what that oath was. And I think we have a constitutional right and authority to make sure that our residents are protected. Whether Columbus wants to recognize that because of lobbying in the industry or not, we need to do something to make sure that this doesn't happen here in Stark County in the way it's happening in other parts of the country, because it can turn some of our communities into ghost towns.
Again, Mr. Giavasis, we appreciate you coming over.
Real quick, can you email me the resolution you sent to the state?
The one we sent to the state?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you do that? And then we'll get copies.
Put it on the agenda.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.